First of all, how can more awareness be raised for internet governance debates in the European Parliament and among all stakeholder groups? Well, I think you have already shown an interest in this. Is the mic not working?
I don't know.
Can you hear me? You can. I tried to speak louder, like that. Is that better? So you have already had a resolution on the extension of the mandate of the Internet Governance Forum, which I think was very good and raised political awareness about this. You had a very big delegation this time to the Internet Governance Forum, which of course was really very much appreciated. And I think it pulls together not only the European Parliament representation, but it shows also the conviction that Commission level, Vice President Ansip participated, the member states see that you're there, and I think it's important also for your national parliamentarians, to the extent possible, to know about what's happening and also to the extent possible to participate. And your role in that, I think, is also very important. There's one aspect now that's going on in the United States in particular, and the US Congress is very active in this, and that is the discussion about the Iana Transition. So the US Congress has held hearings on this. I don't suggest that you start doing this in the European Parliament necessarily, but just so you know that this is something also, because of its particular nature, is being looked at in the US Congress. So that's something that shows you the political interest there. And how can this also be extended to other stakeholder groups? When we prepare for the Internet Governance Fora, we always have a meeting with industrial partners, civil society partners, and we invite and tell the members of the European Parliament too. But I think your role and accessibility to other stakeholders is particularly important. So the extent to which you can raise awareness and encourage people to participate, particularly those who don't participate as actively as we would like, or the representation of groups could be improved. So I think your role in that is also very important. Of course, in that context, I have to put a plug for our Global Internet Policy Observatory, which we are developing, and this is also intended to help others. Then on topics for Europe, oh yes, excuse me, I meant to say that also the other important aspect for you, and Sandra will talk about this I'm sure, is the extent to which we participate at European level in the European Dialogue for Internet Governance, which is going to be in June this year in Brussels on the 9th and 10th of June. Unfortunately, it's a Strasbourg week, but we're hoping that some members of the European Parliament at least can come, and I want to remind you that this is really important to pass on to your contacts and other people that you are dealing with so they know about it. The topics that are relevant for Europe, well, you've mentioned some of them, Sabine, in your introductory discussions. I don't think they're so different from other parts of the world. We see when we look at the exchanges from other European IGFs and other IGFs overall that many similar topics are discussed. But I think there's an area where Europe has a particular role to play, and that is with respect to multilingualism and multiculturalism. The use of internationalized domain names, different scripts, etc., where we have a particular knowledge in a relatively small geographical area, big population, but I think this is something that we can bring to other IGFs and other fora. And then the importance of the output documents. Again, I think it's very important that we have output documents because that increases accessibility and it allows people to see what has happened. There's always been a discussion about whether these should be agreed, recommendations, consensus documents, etc. That's always a big issue and probably not something that we want to see where imposed positions are put down. But I think seeing the results of the meetings is really very important. So I hope that wasn't too long, but look forward to the discussion.